In this video, we're going to take a look at something called branching forms. Now, what branching forms are is they're basically forms that aren't linear. So a student doesn't just go in and take the first question, the second question, third question. They might do a question or two, and then they will have a choice put before them where they'll either go to one page or they'll go to another page. And that choice might be them choosing, or it might be like a multiple choice question where if they get the answer wrong, they have to go one direction, and if they get the question right, they have to go the other direction. So let me show you an example of this first and kind of what it looks like. So I've created a branching form here so that we can take a look at what a branching form basically does. Now, how I set this up is I set it up so that each page has a question on it. So there's so I'll put my last name on here. And then each page has a question on it. And how I set it up is I created two different branches. And in my two branches, if students, I gave two questions. And if students got both questions right, they were able to skip the tutorial that went with that set of questions, and if they got one of the two questions wrong, they had to go through the tutorial. So for this first branch, I am going to get both questions right so that you can see that I'm going to skip the tutorial, and then for the second one, I'll get one of the questions wrong, and then I'll have to go to the tutorial for that one. So, and by the way, I've purposely not put anything in here, like I just called it first branch question 1 as opposed to actually identifying what the question was. So I didn't make up any questions for this. So for the first branch, I'm going to get them both right. So for this first question, I'm going to choose answer choice A because I've made that the correct one. And then for the second one, I'm going to choose answer choice C. And because I got that right, you'll notice that it brought me to the second branch test question 1. So now I'm on the second branch, and if I choose one that's wrong, so I'm going to get this particular question incorrect, what it's going to do is it's going to skip my second question for this branch, and it's going to take me right to the tutorial that I have. So here's the tutorial, and I made a little math tutorial for adding and subtracting fractions. So now I have the opportunity to go and go through the tutorial. I made a little math video, and I didn't make it. I found a math video and put it on here. And then I have a couple of made-up questions that I have to go along with this. And then once I watch the video and I answer the questions, I can then move along and go to the next step. And the next step was just the final page where I had my students fill out a little bit of a reflection for how comfortable they feel with the material after going through the process. And I totally feel like I could teach this class now. So then I'm going to hit the submit button. And that is a branching form.